Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Jane from StitchSlowly.com. Welcome to this new project. It's called the Poinsettia. So this is Wattle and Loop. I'm going to just show you what it came in. This gorgeous envelope, which was her name, the artist at Wattle and Loop her name's Kylie. And she took a picture of a design she has created. It's absolutely beautiful, spectacular. I'm trying to think of the perfect adjective for it. So this came in this envelope, and then it had the actual little name on it, what the project is. And you can see it's this little book you open up, and it has the instructions, the steps we're going to go through to create this beautiful design. I'll show you what it's going to look like. It's approximately 8 by 8 inches, and it has a hanging ribbon. You and I are going to work on this together. So I'll show you what comes in the package. It's about your Wattle and Loop kit, and then you get this is the background felt. So you actually get the felt. Oh, you get everything. I'll tell you. And then they have the pattern, the master pattern. This does not get cut up. And it has the pattern that does get cut up. So this is the first time I've seen this with Wattle and Loop. This would be interesting to do this. And then these two are going to be cut up to help create this design. And so this is the master one. You also are going to, you get an envelope. It's like Christmas all over again, which is, obviously this is being made for Christmas. This is why people would buy it, is to use it for a Christmas ornament or place it on a wall. And so you get these gorgeous fabrics that we will be using. See, oh, this is beautiful. This has like a little sparkle to it. And then the greens and the reds, the maroons, this will all be used in this design, in this creation. This has a little bit of this, and then of course the velvet. Oh. So this, and then the lace that we use to embellish. So I'm going to put that away. So that's the fabric, and then it also comes with, in this little package, it comes with a needle and a threader. They've created these poinsettia pictures that they placed on. It's the actual original, the picture of the thing that we're making. And then comes the threads, which are all for later, but look at this, the metallic threads. Oh, so this we put away because we're not there. We have to take things step by step. So I'm going to put these to the side and put it back in that envelope so I don't lose it. And also we don't need the ribbon, put that away. We're going to be starting with the background fabric, and these are the two pieces. Okay, so that's the felt they're using. So number one, so not to get confused, there's steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll start with, obviously, where we start at the beginning. I'm going to just turn this over. So that's what I like about Wattle and Loop, is that they really, you're not thrown to your own devices. They give you clear instructions. And this is setting up and cutting out the background fabric is step 1. Felt to begin. And it says we will be building this project in 2 parts simultaneously, red felt part and the green felt part, then combining them at the end to create the finished poinsettia decoration. Next, lay out your large pieces of red and green felt and carefully arrange your cutout pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, I'll do it away from the camera, but the first step is to to cut these pieces out. So I'm going to have, it shows even with the scissors, it shows with the scissors where to cut. It's very easy. And the same here. So where to cut. When I come back, I'll show you the step one is how to, I'll have the pieces cut and then I'll show you so that you don't make a mistake. Make sure I do it correctly. If you're enjoying my videos, please subscribe and thumbs up. So here we are. We're at the first step, which is right here in the booklet, setting up and cutting out the background felt to begin. So the first part is you have 3 patterns. This one is the master pattern, do not cut up. That I put aside. These are the felt patterns. They cut this pattern, and the same thing with that. So this is the red, and this is the green, to make it really simple. Or you're probably like, this is too easy. I can read, but there's lots of little things to remember. We cut out on the heavy black lines, not on the dotted line until later. Actually, the dotted lines are for, shows the approximate placement of the red felt and very top petals to help guide you as where to glue them. So do not cut out yet anything that has the red striped areas. So we start with cutting out the heavy black lines. So I'm cutting out very carefully the poinsettia petals right on that black line. Now I will not bore you with showing you me cutting out at all. I'm just showing you a few little cuts, and I'll show you, and also the bigger one. So these are going to be cut out. So here I have one. This is quite fun. I feel like I'm a little child again, playing with my, cutting out little pieces. And I have these scissors have been really helpful. I like them because they have a curve to it. You can check out, I do have them under this video as a link if you're looking to purchase them. And then I will cut out just this green flower fabric pattern without touching these striped areas, without not cutting them here, just leaving the darker lines, heavy black lines, and then we'll see what it looks like. So here I have the bigger cutout, then I have a smaller one. And what I was thinking is, what's nice about this is very different from the other wattle and loop creations, is that this is the first time they've given me a pattern to cut out. It's also what's going to be fun, what I will love about this is it is definitely a Christmas ornament or something. I don't know if you'd put it on a tree. You could if you have a very big tree. It's also something you can hang on a wall and just put a little nail in the wall or a hook. You can give it as a gift when it's done. You can buy the actual pattern and give it as a gift. So it's something that you can give it to a friend. So there's all different things you can do with this pattern, with this design. And first I wasn't sure, where am I going to put this? Because I live in a flat in London and I will only have a tiny, tiny tree. So it's too big for a tree. My tree, anyway. So I do teach yoga. I have a yoga teach live, but I also online. And so I have a little corner of my flat that's dedicated to my yoga practice, my yoga classes. And I have I have a window where I have a little flower hanging from it. And I thought, this is where I'm going to put this when it's done. And I'll put this out every Christmas in that same space. because I didn't know where I was thinking, well, should I give it as a gift? And that could also be the case. I'm going to see how it turns out. If I really like it, I might make a few of them as gifts. So here we have the red complete. And then the next one is, so that's the red, and the next one is the green. So cut out this pattern again on the heavy lines. The dotted lines are approximate placement of the red felt fabric. Do not cut the striped area yet. So one step at a time. That's what's important here. So I'm going to start, I'm going to cut out. I'm not going to keep, won't bore you with cutting, having you stare at this, like I said earlier. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what this looks like, because I have a feeling like all of my wattle and loop designs that I've made, it's more beautiful when you see it, when you actually see it in person completed. It might be because you created them, you made them, but it could be, I think it's also, you can't do it justice, even though the pictures, the photography is excellent. You couldn't get I'm so impressed with how the photography, the amount of instruction is so detailed and it's for any level. So even though I might be considered, I'm going to put myself at intermediate, not expert. I don't think I'll ever be expert, whatever that is. I don't think there's such a thing. But I'm definitely moving away from beginner, just because I've made so many. And I've made my own. But this can be, I believe anybody can do this. Obviously age-wise, maybe 12-year-olds. Maybe 10, it's depending on the child. So that's another thought. Can I do this, make this with my daughter or my son? Or my niece or my nephew? Grandchildren? I was thinking about my grandson, but he's only 5, so not quite yet. I think he would struggle with at least the cutting out. Although he's getting much better at it. So maybe in the next few years. But for now, it's me showing you. And just even this part is fun. Fun. I don't know what we call fun, but it's very relaxing. And that's what I really enjoy about slow stitching in general, whether it's with these wattle and loop or my own designs. Subscribe to my channel, and you'll get notifications of new projects I'm working on. I'm in the process of finishing right now, so it's pretty much complete. I'll show you in a little bit my sweet pea design that I took from a photo that I used a photo that I took in the summer of a bouquet of sweet peas. And I thought, you know what? I'm wondering if I could recreate that on fabric using a combination of embroidery and most of it's silk ribbon and batik fabric. So the next step is, so you cut out the leaf pattern from the 2 patterns, which we just did. Next, lay your large pieces of red and green background on the background felt. So this is what I've been looking forward to. So we'll start with the red. So you have both. You have the red and so you have this background fabric, and you just lay it out. So it's as clear as a bell. Red shapes go on red felt, large green shape on green felt. So here's my, so you obviously you place it and you find where your pieces of, they call this your leaf shape pattern. So these are the red leaves. I think that should be good. And you're going to pin it down. This is so beautiful. I'm already beginning to get really excited. So now pin or hold paper places onto felt. So let's pin it, because knowing, oh, do I have enough pins? That's the question. I've been using a lot of my pins lately. And I'm going to pin them down. Yeah, so you're just pinning them. Easy. Again, this is nothing too complicated. And you know what? Sometimes, do we want to be everything to be complicated? I'll move this to the side for a moment. Do we want everything to be complicated? No. Sometimes it's nice to have a challenge. I agree. I'm one of those people that, you know, if I like to, especially with my sewing, I like the challenge, but sometimes I don't. I'm pretty satisfied with how things are. So that's pinned down, and then we cut. Then I'm going to pin this down. Just make sure it's on the green. So making sure that the felt pieces, the paper pieces are right side up. That means writing is up, face up. Rotate shapes until they fit nicely. So that's what I'm doing here. There we go. Fits perfectly. So I'm going to put a pin in the center. I think that should be fine. You can add a few extra pins if it doesn't feels like it needs a little bit more, especially on this bigger piece. Doesn't hurt, right? To poke holes into this. So it looks good, yeah. Okay, still on step 1, cutting out the shapes from the felt. Okay, so now we're going to cut them out. So you're just cut out both the red and green paper patterns and use them to cut out the red and green felt shapes. So we're going along. So these are, I'm going to just, I don't want to confuse you. We will do, so this is where you get a little nervous, right? But you know what? If you make a mistake, you can always buy extra red and green felt. So just enjoy the process. That was in my mind. What if I make a mistake? There's not much fabric here. There's not enough felt to make a mistake, but I think most likely you will be fine. Just go slow. Put some music on, Christmas music maybe. If that's annoying, some nice yoga music, calming music. I really enjoy working with felt. Project that I worked on, it was when I was in Paros, Greece, the Greek island, and I used felt for a good portion of the project, but I have another video of that. But it was a picture of the house that I was staying at, Airbnb, and it was behind. So I have a video on how I use felt for that. I do have an interest in maybe felting. There's a whole nother type of craft called felting. And I'm intrigued by it because I do like working with felt. But I'm trying to stay with one kind of art, craft, and slow stitching is the one that's close to my heart when I used to applique, when I was quilting. And I love the sewing part of it. That's the thing. But one of the things I'm finding as I create these videos for my sewing community, but also for myself as a motivation, as an opportunity so that I can try new things. I feel like I'm doing it with you. I have people sitting here in my room, students or not even students, maybe just fellow stitchers. And I really enjoy the idea of sharing. When I was younger, when my kids were younger, every Thursday, and I worked full time, but there was an afternoon I had off, I would go and spend that afternoon with my quilting buddies. And I used to really enjoy saving, and I'll save a few pieces here, And I used to enjoy spending time every Thursday working on a quilt. Because of that, we only spent, I would say, it was max 2 hours once a week. But over the course of many years, I made a lot of quilts and also got a lot of help, because you help each other. And it was also an opportunity to share, things that were going on. Our children were the same age, some of them anyway, going through this similar things. And it was really a support network. And post-COVID, I kind of lost that. Still, step one, cutting out the felt. So I've completed the red one, the red felt, and the leaves. So I'm going to put that to the side. And now it's the green. Pretty much done. I'm going to go around and clean it up in a moment. But this will be, I'll show you the back of it. Yeah, and I'll show you the back of this. I'm not taking off I'm sure we would be able to take these off, the patterns, but just in case it's needed, it's required for the next step. So that's the first step. We're complete.